Hello riders, Eric here with Ride Adventures with an overdue review of the Honda Africa Twin that came out a couple of seasons ago. Great to see this bike back on the market after Honda, it disappeared from the world for a lot of years. But after a couple of seasons now at least in Patagonia and South America, where we're offering this bike as one of the rental bikes for our trips, it's working out to be a great bike where everybody's happy with it. The customers enjoy it, I enjoy it. So just a quick talk through some of the things about it. Parallel twin, 1000cc engine, 18-inch rear, 21-inch front wheel, which makes for a good combination for, of course, being on-road or off-road, on pavement or off. That 21-inch front sure is nice when you get into the dirt. Standard 6-speed. They've got that DCT automatic transmission. This one is actually a manual transmission, which is still my preference. I like that, but pretty standard features on a lot of bikes these days is traction control and systems like that. I personally don't like to use traction control in the different enduro modes. I simply want, in the dirt, that is, traction control. I want it turned off, but that's an option you do have on this bike. You can turn the ABS off as well, as I think it is, though you still cannot turn the front ABS off. That is stuck on, unless I'm wrong about that. Correct me, please. But yeah, to compare it to other bikes, of course, it's got similarity to the BMW F800 GS in that it's that parallel twin, roughly similar size and girth and weight, and also the old KTM 950 and 990 Adventure, if you remember those bikes. All great bikes, and so I kind of talk about them in that category, that sort of weight class of a bike, and I like that. It's a bike that, unlike some of the bigger 1200cc adventure bikes, it's got, like again, that more slightly slender feeling to it that doesn't work as well for wide open pavement sections and wind protection. But then when you do get the opportunity to get out in the dirt a little bit, it's got more of that slender feeling like a dirt bike does, and I like that. So where it really stands ahead of the F800 GS for me, for example, is the engine. Okay, so it's a parallel twin with about 200 cc's more than the F800, but this one, just with the extra low-end torque and grunt that it has, I like it much more than the F800. Who doesn't want more power? But also not just the power that comes out of it, the actual sensation and the vibrations. To me, that's a big thing, and that's actually why I still think KTM's LC8 V-twin engine, it's just one of the greatest engines ever made. It's got the right amount of vibration and the frequencies and just the feelings and the sounds that are coming out of it as part of the whole motorcycling experience. It's just something that I value, and that's why I love that V-twin KTM so much. But this feels similar to that too. It's got a little grunt, and it doesn't feel like an electric motor, so to speak. So great power, 6-speed transmission. What did we forget to mention? The one thing we are having a little problem with this bike is the frequency with which the fork seals seem to be going bad. It's kind of surprising that with less than 10,000 kilometers, so many of these fork seals have gone bad. I just sent the other bike home with a coworker and then took this one because he had to go back to the shop and work on another fork seal that was leaking. But again, great for on-road, great for off pavements. I wish they had Honda had made the dashboard a little bit easier to see. Yeah, you can see the speed you're going nice and clear up here, but to me a lot of the other little features, I don't know if I've got it lit up right now or not, but it's a little hard to see some of these things. Granted, you get to know where things are, and it becomes easier to spot things like your temperature and your fuel, your remaining fuel allowance and things like that. But plenty of carrying capability there. Passengers are comfortable. Of course, passengers probably want a backrest. We found that the Hepco and Becker goalies go on the bike really well with good solid framework, and a classic chain drive. You can see like a lot of bikes are on the other sides there. Yeah, just overall a really good motorcycle for what Honda built it for, which was that adventure dual sport touring category. And again, it's not going to hold up with your 450 and 500cc dirt bikes when you're trying to go through the trees or the single track and such, but for what it is and for long range travel, our customers are enjoying it. We as tour guides enjoy it on the motorcycle, and great job, Honda. It's great to see another bike entering this category after the world has started to realize having one bike that does a lot of things for you is pretty fun and pretty enjoyable. So Again, right now we're offering this bike in Patagonia, southern Chile and Argentina. And again, the riding season for that is really only, you know, early October through April, kind of depending on how far south you're going. So plan ahead if you want to come down and ride one of these. We're also offering these bikes in Peru right now, and I'm sure it'll come into the mix in the different areas around the world that we're offering these tour and rental packages. But you know, it's a popular bike too. Started out with a few, bought a few more right away, and imagine the number of these that we have available will keep growing. But regions like this, where we are in the world, they can sell out well in advance. So get yours reserved, and yeah, ride on. Great bike. Enjoy it out there.